Imagine locking your doors every night and still not feeling safe. Imagine waking up to a shadowy figure standing over your bed. For the residents of Los Angeles and San Francisco in 1984 and 1985, this wasn't a nightmare. It was reality. His name was Richard Ramirez, and he didn't just kill. He hunted. He tortured. He worshipped darkness itself. This is the story of the Night Stalker. Who was Richard Ramirez? Richard Ramirez was born on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas, the youngest of 5 children born to Mexican immigrants. On the surface, he was just another kid growing up in a working-class border town. But behind closed doors, something dark was taking root. One of the most significant factors in his early life was his exposure to his older cousin, a Vietnam War veteran who showed him disturbing images of torture, violence, and murder. These early encounters left a profound impact on the young boy. On May 4th, that same cousin fatally shot his own wife in the face during a fight, while Ramirez was present in the room. He was just a teenager witnessing a murder up close. After dropping out of high school, Ramirez moved to Los Angeles. He continued committing crimes and was briefly imprisoned for stealing a car. He had no steady job, no stable home, just a growing obsession with Satanism, violence, and the night. From April 1984 to August 1985, Ramirez murdered at least 15 people during various break-ins. With his crimes usually taking place after dark, he was dubbed the Night Stalker. His first known victim tells you everything about how ruthless he was. On June 28, 1984, a son visited his mother's apartment in Los Angeles's Glassell Park neighborhood. He noticed a window screen missing, the front door unlocked, and his mother's belongings scattered around the home. Then he found his 79-year-old mother's body. Jenny Vinco's throat had been slashed and she had been stabbed repeatedly. Then silence. He vanished for nearly 8 months. Los Angeles breathed a little easier. But the Night Stalker was not done. On March 17, 1985, he attacked Maria Hernandez, who managed to escape, and then killed her roommate Dale Okazaki. Not satisfied, he also shot and killed Silian Yu the same evening, spurring a media frenzy that saw Ramirez dubbed the Valley Intruder by the press. Just 10 days later, the horror escalated further. Ramirez entered a Whittier home and fatally shot 64-year-old Vincent Zazera in the head while he slept. His wife Maxine woke up from the gunshot. Ramirez beat her, and when she tried to fight back with an unloaded gun, he shot her 3 times, stabbed her, gouged out her eyes, placed them in a jewelry box, and left. The city of Los Angeles was now gripped by absolute terror. Throughout the spring and summer of 1985, the attacks kept coming relentlessly. At the end of May 1985, Ramirez beat 2 elderly sisters so severely with a hammer that he cracked its handle. He drew a pentagram on one sister's inner thigh and one on the wall. July alone brought 5 murders, 1 attempted rape, 1 severe beating, and 2 rapes, one of which was of an 8-year-old boy whom Ramirez assaulted in front of his own mother. Ramirez used a wide variety of weapons: handguns, knives, a machete, a tire iron, and a claw hammer. He punched, pistol-whipped, and strangled victims. He also tortured one victim by shocking her with a live electrical cord. He had a disturbing signature. Ramirez quickly dispatched male victims so he could spend more time brutalizing women. And at nearly every scene, he left behind satanic symbols. Pentagrams drawn in lipstick, carved into skin, scrawled on walls. The panic caused a surge in gun sales across Los Angeles County. People were nailing their windows shut. Neighborhood watch groups formed overnight. Nobody felt safe sleeping in their own bed. Then he moved north. Ramirez eluded Los Angeles authorities by moving to San Francisco, where he slaughtered an elderly couple in August 1985. The Night Stalker had expanded his hunting ground. Police were chasing a ghost. Ramirez used a wide variety of weapons and attacked victims of different ages, races, and backgrounds, making it nearly impossible to build a clear profile. But investigators were closing in. A big break came when a San Francisco detective got a local informant to reveal the killer's full name. Then a single fingerprint left at a crime scene was matched using a newly available computerized fingerprint system, the first time the technology had been used to catch a serial killer. On August 29, 1985, law enforcement released Ramirez's mugshot to the media with a chilling announcement. "We know who you are now, and soon everyone else will. There will be no place you can hide." The next morning, Ramirez had no idea his face was everywhere. He returned to Los Angeles from a bus trip to Tucson and strolled into an East Los Angeles convenience store, where he saw his own face on the front page of a newspaper. What happened next is one of the most dramatic captures in criminal history. Ramirez ran from the store and crossed 6 lanes of the Santa Ana freeway on foot, narrowly dodging traffic. He attempted to carjack a vehicle in the Boyle Heights neighborhood, but the woman refused to give up her keys. Her husband ran over and struck Ramirez with a fence post. A crowd quickly gathered and beat Ramirez into submission until police arrived. The Night Stalker, one of the most feared killers in American history, was taken down not by a SWAT team, but by ordinary citizens on a suburban street. Ramirez's trial began in early 1989. He was convicted of 13 murders and a variety of other crimes. The judge stated that his crimes showed cruelty, callousness, and viciousness beyond any human understanding. But Ramirez showed zero remorse. He never expressed regret, and after receiving his sentence stated, "Big deal. Death always went with the territory." In court he shouted, "Hail Satan," and flashed a pentagram he had drawn on his own palm for the cameras. While on death row, Ramirez married a 41-year-old supporter named Doreen Leoie in 1996, who had written him dozens of letters and visited him in prison 4 times a week, before eventually severing their relationship when DNA evidence connected him to the murder of a 9-year-old girl. Richard Ramirez died in prison on June 7, 2013, while awaiting execution, having earned a total of 19 death sentences for his crimes. He never faced the needle. He died of cancer instead. Richard Ramirez didn't just murder people. He stole something from an entire city, the feeling of safety inside your own home. Even today, decades later, his name sends a chill through California. He was evil. He was unrepentant, and he enjoyed every second of the fear he created. If the story kept you up at night, good. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next case we're covering is even more terrifying.